Ladies and gentlemen, there are so many conflicting reports about the Raiders and Josh Jacobs right now. We even have Josh Jacobs coming out and denying some of these reports. Things have not been smooth sailing between the Raiders and Josh Jacobs, and we are going to clarify exactly what is happening right now because we don't want you spending money on a Josh Jacobs jersey and regretting it. We know some of the latest developments or August 13th when these fans were telling Dave Ziegler to get a deal done with Josh Jacobs right here, right now. Give him at least 11 to 12 billion. That's not enough. And Ziegler is trying to say, we got the contract. He just needs to sign it. The contract meaning the franchise tag. It has been clear the whole time that Josh Jacobs does not want to play on the franchise tag. He wanted a long-term contract. And remember, LaShawn McCoy said that the Raiders did not even negotiate with Josh Jacobs until 2 weeks before the deadline.
I seen Josh Jacobs about 2.5 weeks ago, and I'm talking to him about the contract situation. You know what he told me? He said the Raiders did not even offer him a contract.
They wanted to make it seem like they were trying to negotiate with the dude long term when they really weren't. And then you have the Raiders through Las Vegas Review-Journal reporter Vincent Bosignor saying that the Raiders have always been open to talking to Josh Jacobs and nothing has ever changed. And this was sort of implying that the Raiders would be into giving Josh Jacobs some incentives similar to what the Giants did with Saquon Barkley in order to bring him back on that one-year deal. But you have Josh Jacobs' agent denying this and saying, what are you hearing from your contact Ziegler? Is there a chance? Almost making a joke about how the Raiders are not talking to Josh Jacobs. And this was posted on August 2nd, not that long ago. And Josh Jacobs himself liked this tweet of his agent saying this to the Las Vegas Review-Journal reporter. And just this morning, Josh McDaniels in the press conference said that he does not have an update on Josh Jacobs' status. And he also said it's not easy to go out there and just play games and do it at the speed and level that you want to do it, implying that Josh Jacobs needs to return now. And because of Jacobs' agent's comments to the Las Vegas Review-Journal reporter Vincent Bosignor, you should probably be skeptical of this latest report, which everybody is grabbing. I'm talking NBC, NFL Network. They're all taking this report here and trying to act like this means that something is happening between Jacobs and the Raiders. And this is the same guy that Jacobs' agent has had to push back against before. And he's saying that there's a growing sense in league circles that Jacobs will be back with the Raiders by the season opener. We don't know who these league sources are, and it sounds like it's just their feeling, it's just their opinion. And if we had to guess who these league sources are because this guy is a local reporter for the Raiders, I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's someone from Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler's camp. And you had the writer from The Athletic, Vic Tafur, sort of respond to some of these latest reports. He recently appeared on the Rich Eisen show and said in his own opinion that he believes Josh Jacobs will be back by week 1. And he went on to clarify this morning after that report, saying that it was his opinion and there have been a lot of reports since, but nothing has changed. Basically implying some of these reports are based off of an opinion and nothing has really changed. And Ian Rappaport is always covering for the teams over the players. That's the nature of the media. That's the nature of the game. They're with the owners against the players. And here he is covering for the Raiders right now, saying that things have always just been friendly. Nothing has been tense at all between the Raiders and Josh Jacobs in terms of negotiation.
But it seemed like at least everything was transparent and honest. My sense was this was not a situation where the player was like, I hate everyone, this team's terrible, they don't respect me.
The key thing he said, at least everything was honest and transparent. Oh my God, that is such a dishonest statement. Anybody who's been following this Josh Jacobs Raiders situation knows that it's been a lot of back and forth, a lot of debunking here, debunking there, and a lot of posts on social media by Josh Jacobs. The latest one we're going to show you in a little bit. But remember, July 27th, he said common sense not too common clearly. And then someone said that he's replaceable. You need the common sense. And then Josh Jacobs said this banger, let's see them do it then. Basically saying, let's see the Raiders try to replace me since I'm so replaceable. And this is the big one. Albert Breer, who's always covering covering for Josh McDaniels said that an effort was really made. You got Ian Rappaport saying that they were so transparent and honest, and then you got Albert Breer saying an effort was really made between Jacobs and the Raiders. And they got Jacobs posting this cap emoji right here. In response to this, he is saying cap. I'm not too big with the hip lingo either, but cap basically means lying. Jacobs is implying that Albert Breer here is lying. It is cap. It is a lie that an effort was really made between the Raiders and Josh Jacobs. And so I just find it so wrong that you got Ian Rappaport trying to act like things are so dandy and positive with the Raiders and Josh Jacobs when anybody who's been following this knows it's not. We know from the very beginning the two sides have butted heads June 10th when Josh Jacobs said sometimes it's not about you. We got to do it for the ones after us. And somebody said sign that tag, get to work. They also said I want to see you in the silver and black. I feel if you show up and keep grinding, it will work out and you'll get yours. Man, this guy is freaking delusional. We all know that crap doesn't work for running backs. And Jacobs responded to this and said, no, that's cap and a false narrative. Oh my goodness, that's absolutely insane. He's going out there, Jacobs, and saying it is a lie. It is a false narrative to say that if I show up and try my best and keep grinding, it will work out and I will get mine. No, that is false and that is cap. So Jacobs seemed very unhappy ever since June 10th, and it just does not feel like anything else has changed. And you had the reports today that Josh Jacobs will end his holdout and return to the team week 1. This is a possibility because the guy does not have many options right now. His only options are to hold out for the whole entire season or play on the tag or hope the Raiders rescind the tag so he becomes a free agent. And you had this post of NFL rumors saying this, and this was all around. You've probably seen it on your phone today that Josh Jacobs is going to end the holdout. But Josh Jacobs responded to this post and had something very interesting to say. And he had a lot of people screen grab it right before he deleted it. Josh Jacobs himself said, damn, I don't remember saying that. In response to the idea that he will be back before the opening weekend game, Josh Jacobs says, damn, I don't remember saying that. And this just further backs up the claim that all these reports that Josh Jacobs is set to return are all based on opinion, all based on speculation. And you have Josh Jacobs pretty much saying nothing has changed yet. And you had The Athletic earlier saying that nothing has changed yet. Look, the season is around the corner. I think if Josh Jacobs really wants to play with the Raiders this year, if he wants to earn that $10 million, he has to sign the tag now. And he might even do that if he thinks it's the best financial decision for him. But if he really does not believe in Josh McDaniels, if he's really upset about how they treated him throughout these negotiations, he may push it to the very end and hope the Raiders rescind that franchise tag. We know we've heard the reports before that the Chiefs and Broncos would be interested in him if the Raiders did rescind the franchise tag. And the main reason why the Raiders would rescind the franchise tag is because they clear up that $10 million in cap space and they could use it even next year. So it might be the wise financial decision if this guy is really not buying in, if he really does not want to play for the Raiders on the franchise tag. The Raiders could also tag Josh Jacobs again next year, so it does not seem like Josh Jacobs wants to go through this dance again. And it does not seem like the Raiders have made an effort at all to either A, reach a long-term contract before the July 17th deadline, B, give him an incentive-based contract for this year since we can no longer negotiate a long-term contract after the July 17th deadline. So the Raiders have played hardball. They pretty much said sign the tag, take it or leave it, and Josh Jacobs still has given no indication that he plans to play on that tag. In my opinion, I think the opposite is happening. I think he's going to continue to play hardball. We will find out before week 1 of the regular season. There's pretty much less than 19 days for Josh Jacobs or the Raiders to make a decision in case the Raiders do the unthinkable, I think not improbable, and maybe even likely, which is rescind the franchise tag, clear up that $10 million, have Zamir White play running back, see what Sincere McCormick's all about, utilize Brandon Bolden since he didn't get utilized that much last year, and also Amir Abdullah. I would not be surprised if the Raiders roll with the running back committee and save $10 million, and maybe that would be the best thing for both parties if Josh Jacobs really doesn't want to play under these circumstances with the Raiders. Let me know how you feel about this in the comments below. What should the Raiders do right here, right now? My name is WiFiWillie. Peace out, and I hope you have a good one.